Welcome to the Singing Bowl Museum. I'm Joseph Feinstein, the founder and curator of this most amazing collection of ancient Himalayan bronze singing bowls. I started collecting the singing bowls in the 1990s and became the first person to record singing bowl sounds for the internet. I'm also the author of the Singing Bowl book. You may know me from Himalayan Bowls, the company I founded in 2001. I left Himalayan Bowls at the end of 2021 to focus on teaching, writing, and founding the Singing Bowl Museum. The museum idea came to me early in my years of collecting the antique singing bowls. I spent all these years developing the history and putting this representative collection together. I realized early on that certain types are much better than others. I focused my collecting on the best types and looked specifically for these in my travels. As my collection grew, I put aside at least one of every type of bowl I collected for the museum. The best types, I kept most of the ones that I found. Over the years, most of the later period and less special antiques were sold at Himalayan Bowls. I kept most of the early and best quality antiques for the museum. It's been an effort of over 20 years to assemble this amazing collection, which I believe is the best and most representative collection of antique singing bowls ever in one place. The museum includes hundreds of bowls in all shapes and sizes. The one thing they have in common is they all sound amazing. I individually selected every bowl and chose only the best sounding. The bowls in the museum represent the best of those, having been screened again and again and again and determined to be good enough for this special collection. Forming the museum has given me the opportunity to re-examine all of the bowls and to discover more details about their construction and history. Even if you've been following me for years, you may be surprised by the content of the Singing Bowl Museum website. It's an entirely new take on the history of singing bowls, going into more detail than even in the Singing Bowl book. In just the first few months of the museum, I made important new discoveries, like that engravings had a functional purpose in the bowl's construction and were not just decorative. I've also discovered that only a few workshops made the majority of singing bowls throughout history. I can now trace the history of bowls by the shape of the form and make all sorts of interesting connections through careful observation and measurement. There's a lot of material on the museum website, with each part of the collection described in detail and each bowl getting a long description to place it in the proper historical context. I'm taking 5 photos for every bowl and of course recording the sound with professional audio equipment as I always have. The sounds are not enhanced or digitally manipulated in any way. They really sound this great. Please enjoy exploring the museum. I would love to know what you think, and I'm always happy to answer questions. When you do the live chat and email, it comes right to me, and you can even schedule a time to talk with me. I'm working on new books and offering educational programs as well. It's much more than just singing bowls, as I interweave my decades of practice as an awareness, breathing, movement, and voice expert, as well as my many years of practice of Tibetan Buddhism. Actually, I'm trying to push the limits of the internet because I believe you can have a real transformative experience through this medium. I'm very happy to be here, very happy that you're here with me, and very happy to share the bowls in this new forum, the Singing Bowl Museum.